Are you here to talk about Anthony Joshua, or are you here to talk about my balls?
Because he mentioned my name. And in my community, and my type of people, you mention men's name, you've got to fucking fight. Simple. You can't go around dropping people's names without wanting to fight. He's a name-dropping piece of shit, you are, Eddie Hearn, yeah? And if you're not prepared to fight, say fucking sorry, publicly. Because I'm not interested in your little dickhead who's had 8 fights, but I will knock him cold out for you. No problem. If you want that, let's make it happen. If you don't want it, say fucking sorry and stop mentioning my name, you prick.
Knockout Fury. I'm going to slap Deontay Wilder all over the ring. I'm going to eat him alive. What's he, 15 stone? It's mad. It's mad. I'll stand there like that. 15 stone and what's it, Fury, 27 stone, and he calls me a weightlifter. It's mad. These boys can't talk. I'm serious about what I do. And as I said, I'm not into the business of ducking no one. The man who talks less is the man you need to be worried about. Talk is cheap.
So you're knocking him for taking that opponent in Brazil or not?
No,
really?
I ain't knocking anybody. It's not up to Joshua. Joshua's got about as much brains as in that bag of fucking washing there. He don't do shit, does he? He gets told what to do by his promoter. He ain't the brains of Britain, Joshua, is he? Yeah, man. Stay humble, you. You keep it real, man. I'm a gangster, me, trying to be a good man. So what? He's got no brains. I can fit his brains in my boot there. 0. So you can't blame him. He's just a fighter, a dumb fighter, going in the ring, punching some other bums out, with not a brain cell in here. So it is what it is. So what? He's a piece of meat being used like me, like every other fighter. We're all pieces of meat. I don't hate Joshua. I don't dislike him. I like the guy. He's doing well. He's got a good body. I bet he's got a big cock and all. Probably I wish I had it, but who cares?
And his comments about you being knocked out in 2 rounds by Wilder?
As I said, Fury said a lot of things in my time of boxing. You know, I used to listen to a lot of it because I respected him. He was he'd been professional now 11 years, 12 years. So I thought the man's talking from a whole heap and a whole wealth of experience. But then I started realizing that's just waffle. You know, when he said that Conor McGregor was going to train him and all that stuff, and then Conor was like, I've never heard of Tyson Fury wanting to come to the gym and stuff like that. I thought, hang on a minute, that's waffle. He said that Charles Martin was going to beat me. He said a lot of things, you know. So you start to realise that this person's just talking for the sake of it. So him saying that, I don't know if he really means it or he's just saying that, as Tyson Fury does.
Okay.
Just boxing, strictly
You
business.
said all along that you never thought that the Wilder-Joshua fight would actually really happen.
I told you, didn't I?
You said that quite a long time ago, actually.
Yeah, I said that fight wouldn't happen. They'd avoid him. Eddie told me they would avoid him anyway.
Okay.
Eddie said they could squeeze another couple in before they had to fight someone decent. And I can see what they're doing. They're squeezing Povetkin and maybe Dylan Whitehead. Then they'll have to fight somebody decent.
Is it Eddie Hearn or is it Anthony Joshua?
Both of them. Eddie Hearn is the brains, isn't he, behind it, and Joshua's the puppet, so he does as he's told. Puppet, puppet, puppet. Pull his strings and he works. And that's how it works. He's just a puppet for Eddie. And Eddie don't want to risk him. Eddie has given Joshua the worstest bit of advice any man could ever give anybody. Don't take $80 million and go to America. And I heard Tony Bellew and Frank going at it yesterday.
Yeah, what did you make of that?
I reckon Tony Bellew is a little pussy who needs to shut his mouth. Because Frank's 70-year-old. And if he keeps on, I've told you, he'll have to have a straightener. He don't get on the phone to me being cheeky, does he? But he can do it to a 70-year-old, can he? It is what it is. They're just shithouses, aren't they? But saying the deal wasn't there, I know for a fact the money's there. My lawyer, Robert Davis, is very good friends with Al Heyman and Shelley Finkel. And he's seen proof of funds. And he wouldn't tell me a lie. So the funds was there. What's he got to lie about? He said it's the worst decision anybody's ever made. $80 million down the toilet. And what happens if he gets knocked out by Povetkin? His heavyweight boxing Chisora knocked out Takam. It can happen. He's just lost all of that money. He'd rather take whatever he's getting, $8, $10, $12 million, pounds, whatever it is, to fight Povetkin, than go and get $80 million for 2 fights. What a sausage. Give me the action. I'll take it. Let's go, champ.
When I spoke to Tony Bennett,
Picked him at the post, you little pussy. Chicken. I'm the king of the castle. Me.
Like, instead of like talking so much and stuff like that, everyone wants to see you back and, you know, get fit and come back. And I'm a heavyweight that you want to fight. Why not? That's all.
would you say that Tyson Fury is someone that gets in your head?
No. I think I get in his head. Do you know what I mean? Because he talks about me a lot. So I must be in his head. I don't know what it is.
But you don't respond in that way to a lot of people. I don't really see you responding to anyone in that way on social media in that way, but...
Klitschko said I want to be a billionaire, I responded to him.
Fair enough, yeah.
Dylan used to chat shit, I responded to him. Tyson Fury talks shit, I respond to him. I respond to people, but I don't do it every day. I do it when I can be bothered. Do you know what I mean? Everyone gets a response, it's just when you can be bothered. So it's not just Tyson. Everyone gets a response, but it's them talking about me. I don't really... Mate, I'm not in competition with anyone, man. You know what I'm saying?
Bum! He's a bum! Do you know the difference between me and AJ? I make this look good! And that's all she wrote!
Good luck to them both. Fury could fight me, lineal champion and that. You know? He could do it down in London.
The facts of the matter is I'm the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. I don't have to fight 3 bums to fight anybody. I don't need to prove myself, oh, he's good enough, he's bad enough, whatever. If he comes through him, and him, then we'll fight Joshua. I offered to fight him in my first fight back, and they said no.
Okay.
So they don't want to fight me. They only tried to sign me to sideline me like they've done with Dylan White and Baby Miller and Ortiz. Sideline them. And that's what they do. When you're a threat to their fighters, they try and sideline you. And I'm not a sideshow to nobody. I'm not this little sideshow. You've probably seen in here today, I am the centre of attention everywhere I go.
Yeah,
I am the lineal Gypsy King, you know. It's me, it's Tyson Fury Roadshow. No matter who's on the card in a way, it's only ever going to be about me until I get chinned or until I'm useless. And until that day, not because I'm big, tall or a circus act, because I have proved myself as one of the best heavyweights in the world of the last 15 years.
If it's what you want to do, we'll definitely get the fight popping sooner than later. So yeah, that was it really. That's why I mentioned it after the fight. Because it's not right of me to then go on Instagram later. And
did that annoy you at all?
What?
The Instagram post from Fury recently, because he said that you called him or said he was boring. I haven't seen what he was referring to.
No, I haven't seen the Instagram post, to be honest. But what it is, I mean that, as I said, I'm taking advice from my coach. He said, Josh, it is about winning, but more importantly, it's how you win. It's how you win. You have to be exciting. You have to be exciting. You have to be explosive. You know, look at some of the best fighters in the world, the Cubans, phenomenal technicians. But unfortunately, you know, the guy down the pub who's had 6 beers, isn't going to sit there and say, oh, did you see that slip and that counter punch? That was phenomenal. He went off at a 90-degree angle and evaded that right hand. He's saying, did you see that right hand connect against his jaw and he split his eye open? Bruh, people want to see war. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think, like, that's what we're given. So Coach always told me, you know what, champ? It's about winning, but it's how you win that will keep people coming back. And that's why I give value for money. That's why I go out on my shield.
I'm going to start looking like a bodybuilder in there.
Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Why?
I've been taking tips from AJ. He's been messaging me on FaceTime and all that, telling me how to bulk up and whatever and what weights to lift. So I've been taking advice, and I've been giving him advice on boxing because he obviously knows how to bulk up and get in shape, but he don't really know about boxing, does he? And he said it in his interview, didn't he? He said he wants to learn about the boxing and that. So I just said, hit me up, and he hit me up, and that was it. Giving him good advice about slipping and moving and sliding a shot, and how to take a shot and roll it and slip and come back.
This is genuine, this is what you told him?
Yeah.
Because I know you two obviously have conversed over
about the fight and all that, yeah.
Yeah, so You was giving him advice on how to box.
Yeah, because it's all right being strong and tough and getting forward and all that, smashing people, but as he saw against Joseph Parker, if you can't do the sweet science, you can't set them big shots up. So just giving him a few pointers on how to feint and shoulder roll a bit, come back with the shots, bam, bam. Now to sit in the pocket and roll under, bang, come over the tops and stuff. Just basic sweet science, really. That takes a little bit of learning, you know. Comes over a period of time, years and years of being in the gym and around boxing.
So the realistic fight was Tyson Fury around this time. Do you know what I mean? But it just didn't happen due to certain reasons. So I've moved on. So it's still a fight that would happen for sure. But when the time's right, really, it seems. When the time's right, but no problem. If he wants to fight, it's no problem.
Does it make any relevance at all that what he says all the time is that he's already beaten Klitschko? He's that thing.
No,
he's
it's a
already
fact.
done that.
It's not like he's making up. He has beaten Klitschko, and I give him credit for that.
But does that have any relevance to your fight?
In his mind, it does. But look, I don't know. I haven't beaten Klitschko yet, so it doesn't have any relevance yet. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if that's what he wants to hold on to, he can take it to his grave with him. You know what I mean? It don't have no relevance in my afterlife. So he can take that picture, lying next to the belts to the grave. He retweets it every week, and that's what he's proud of. That's his achievements, and I'm happy for him too. He's done well. The boy did good.
Dream on, suckers. Dream on. I'll go and I will destroy Anthony Joshua.
We've got people, right, is that there's a way you go about things, and I think that it's the way Fury goes about certain things that's what seems to rattle people. It's not what he says, because he's basically said the same thing that Eddie Hearn said. Tyson Fury thinks he'll beat me, and he's willing to prove that. Eddie Hearn thinks that I'll beat Tyson Fury. I feel that I'll beat Tyson Fury, but I'm not going about it and smashing stuff, swearing, getting a rant and rave about it. I'm just chilled out and confident about my own ability and what I'm doing in AJ's world. So I think it's not what he's saying, Tyson Fury, that's creating such a stir. I think it's the way he goes about expressing the way he's feeling.
Is that wrong though?
No, he lives his life the way he wants.
Yeah.
It works for Tyson Fury. That don't work for me though. You know, that doesn't sit well with me, but each to their own.
Just start.
I like to torture Eddie. You know why? Because I can. And because he loves every minute of it. I bet Eddie Hearn's at home having a wank over them messages I sent him. Thinking the unified champion has got time to diss me on Twitter. So that's what I think Eddie Hearn is.
And he messaged me about a certain situation, and I just replied to it. You know what I mean? It's the same when some people, I reply to fans who talk good and talk negative. I reply to Fury the same way. So he just kind of got the type of reply he was searching for, I think.
But obviously he made some remarks about the same things Fury's actually said about you before, about the bodybuilding remarks, etc. You come back with your own job. I think you called him Fat Boy. But like I said, sometimes I don't really always see you sort of.
But I'm not into that Twitter stuff. I'm not really into all this, like, everything I do ain't got to be in the public. You know what I'm saying? Everything I do ain't got to be like in people's forefront. You know me for boxing, that's all you need to know me for. So if you want to talk to me, come see me. You know what I mean? And that's just how I operate. But he just replied to me. He just messaged me that time, and I was in the car for 3 hours. And then one of my boys showed me, and I said, nah, can't be talking to me like that, man. Trying to make me like a clown. So I just messaged them back.
You ended up offering him a ringside seat +1 to the fight. Do you think he'll turn up?
Probably. But I asked Eddie if he's contacted him, but I haven't seen nothing in my direct messages or nothing like that.
So we'll have to wait and see.
Because he was at the Charles Martin fight when he fought for the IBF title.
He was in the ring, I think, wasn't he?
Anytime Anthony Joshua wants it, he can have it. I don't need to get fit. I don't need nothing. Yeah? If I wanted to, I could go up there and I'll slap him all about London. And he couldn't do nothing about it. Not one thing. Because I'm the man. And all these little coronis around him and his plastic gangsters he's involved with. Nothing. Slap, slap, slap. Real men slap bitches. Slap! Yeah? That's what you're messing with. A real G. Anytime, any place, anywhere, holler at me, as they say.
So you wouldn't say you disliked Fury?
I dislike or disliked.
Either.
I don't know Fury. I just know Fury for boxing. I don't like some of the things he says, but who am I to comment? It's just my opinion. And I'm sure there's people that love what he says and people that don't like what he says. But from my standpoint, I think some, not all, some of the things he says don't sit well with me. And that's just my opinion.
When will you be slightly more optimistic that this can be done next year for Wembley or wherever?
As soon as Tyson gets his license back, I don't know if he's had issues with recreational drugs or steroids, performance enhancing drugs. I'm not too sure. This is just rumours, right? So I'm only stating what I've heard. So these are the issues that he's facing at the minute with the boxing board of control and anti-doping control. And once he gets over these hurdles, we'll support his comeback. You know, everyone likes the bad guy, or some people see him as a good guy. Everyone likes a good fighter, and you know, I think, God willing, I'm still around. I stay consistent. As I said, we're not hard to work with, so it will be a really entertaining fight. Not just the fight. I think the whole build-up will be good.
He got back up twice. He didn't show the referee that he wanted to continue. Spat his gum shield out, stood in the corner holding onto the ropes. He quit. And that's it. Once you quit one time in your whole life, you're finished. Anybody can lose to a better man. Everybody loses. Muhammad Ali lost. Everybody will lose to a better man. But not all good men will quit. And once you've quit once, it's an easy way to do it again under pressure. You might knock out another 10 bums, but there's always going to be that one man who'll make you jack again, because you've done it once. It's not like, oh, this is a criminal offence and give me a second chance and it'll never happen again. This is not like that. This is, I can do it if I want to. If it gets hard, then I know I can just hit the floor again. I've done it once, it's an easy way out. Some people get cracked, put down, get back up and think, right, you're fucked now, pal, you're getting it. And other people think, oh, this is the easy way for me to lay down. Not saying that's what he wants to do with his career, but once you quit once, you'll always quit. I've seen him quit with my own 2 eyes. I didn't think he'd do it, but he quit.
What happens in the rematch, in your opinion?
Same thing again.
What would have to happen for that not to happen again, in your opinion?
I don't think he's a better boxer than Ruiz. So the only thing that AJ could do is knock him out early. Try and get rid of him fast, because he knocked him down in round 3. But look at the little fat Mexican, banged the floor and got back up. Fuck you, he said. I'll give it you now, mate. Come on, let's have it. Little fighting man. But listen, he got dropped, he can get dropped again. He hit him with a clean shot and he went down. So he needs to knock him out, jump on him fast. Because he's not a better boxer, he hasn't got better feet, he doesn't have faster hands, and he doesn't throw better combinations. So he's coming off second best in every single category apart from athleticism and size.
So technically, defensively, you don't think there's anything that can change between now and the back end of the year to make you think otherwise?
No, because you can't make a cart horse into a trotter. It's like he doesn't have the body type to be able to move and slip and slide punches and be slick. So he's just got the classic style, boxing style, which is hands up, punch, 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 hands up, going forward, punch, punch, punch. 3 or 4 selections of shots.
One. Tyson Fury said you should retire if you don't win this rematch.
You know, who was he to talk? Did he help me get into boxing to tell me when I should leave it? No one can tell me when to retire except for me. That's how I look at it. Unless you was the one to take me into boxing, like my old man was the one who took me down the gym and he said, son, I think you should retire. If no one's helped me get into it, no one should tell me when to get out of it.
Oh, well, someone's just done a knockout loss, haven't they, Frank?
I just heard about it.
So, you know, I think we're talking in the region of something with a 2 in front of it, maybe. Anywhere with a 2. So, negotiable.
Look, he's the man. Look, independent. We all got our views on who's the best heavyweight. I've said from day one, and I'll bang the drum because I'm with Tyson, that he's the best out there. It was nice to see the Ring magazine, say this guy, and this man here is the number one, and he is the number one heavyweight.
Part of the interest of Tyson Fury is all that you said.
100%.
Is the character, is the behaviour and the things he comes out with. That.
So let's rewind a few years back when Tyson Fury was up and coming, and see, we're talking about Tyson Fury now because of what he said. This is what I'm saying. So it is kind of how he's going about it. So it is working for him.
In world boxing?
I don't know what people want me to say on this matter. It's like, what shall I say? He can beat me up, or he knock me out in 10 seconds, or he walk me down in 3 rounds. What? I don't know what people want. I get these messages all the time. Joshua's going to do you. When you're going to fight Joshua, he'll walk through you in 2 rounds. So what? Who really cares? So, hopefully he can. But hopefully I'll get 20 million for the fight, and it won't really matter who walks out down, will it?
Well, if you're looking at it like that now, I suppose
Listen,
it
it's
doesn't matter.
about money. It's not about anything else. I'm 27-year-old. I'm here to make money. Plenty of it. I've already got plenty of money, but I need to make more.
Why does Peter think that Dominic Brazil's a good opponent for him and you don't?
Peter's taking the piss, mate, if you can't tell.
Okay, I'm just going from Peter's Twitter.
Listen, Fred Cassie beat, what's he called? Brazil. Did you see the fight?
Yeah, it was very contentious, even though...
it was close though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if a midget like Cassie can give you problems, then...
Give him the spiel.
What was the most asked question on your tour?
When are you going to fight Tyson Fury?
What?
Well,
you mentioned it.
It's like, Anthony Joshua, we have a interesting... When are you going to fight Tyson Fury? Anthony Joshua, we would really like to invite you down to our charitable... When are you going to fight Tyson? Do you know what I mean? There's always that one guy that's had one too many.
Do you know what? In regards to this, straight after your fight, we said this before, you mentioned it straight away.
Yeah, because it's like, I'm not really like that Instagram guy. Like, social media isn't my heartbeat. Like, everything I feel and want to speak about, I don't put on Instagram. So, I talk about the fight at a relevant time. So it was just like after the fight, people were saying, what a fight, what's next? Who else is going to come and fill up Wembley? Who else are we going to watch? And it seemed to me, as I said, the audience controls boxing, and all I keep on hearing is, when are you going to fight Tyson Fury?
Come on.
Everyone's going to ask you about Joshua now as well.
No one's going to ask me about Joshua because he could have been here tonight, but he didn't. I took this chance. I come over here, I took over America, and that's it. I'm going to enjoy the spoils of war and enjoy myself tonight, and that's it.
Take place now. Wilder was a bum, now you've beat him. He's a bum now. Wilder's no good. That's what they'll say.
I beat Klitschko in Germany. I beat Deontay Wilder in Los Angeles. Come back and done it again in Las Vegas. Say no more. 2-time Ring Magazine champion of the world, only second man in history. WBC heavyweight champion and lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Number 1, baby. That's it.
Congratulations, Tyson Fury.
Thanks, Kurgan.
Well done, mate. Thank you, mate.
What I'm saying is that, was that always the character? I'm asking Tyson now, actually. Is it always a character of yourself, or was it part of to build your profile? Is this the real Tyson Fury? Like you asked me, is this the real Anthony Joshua? Are we seeing the real Tyson Fury, or is this part and parcel of the boxing, trying to promote yourself and stuff? Just so we have an understanding of what type of person you are.
Do you know what? It's a good question.
Yeah,
but
it's just a general question.
With Tyson Fury, I do believe what you see from Tyson Fury is you'd have to say it's a version of himself because
it's just a version.
It's a version of himself. I mean, I'm not saying that he's doing all this stuff just for the sake of doing it. I think it is a version of himself. You are being a version of yourself now.
Exactly.
Is this how you are with your family and when you're with your friends?
Yeah.
That's people don't know that, but I'm saying Tyson Fury, that's a version of himself. But he chooses to conduct his way of thought and way of going about things that way, and that kind of works for Tyson Fury because he's probably, I'd say, the most talked about, for bad or good reasons.
He's the most talked about,
heavyweight there is. When David Haye isn't here,
Yeah.
Or he's not. We don't know what's happening with David Haye, but Tyson Fury.
I hope David Haye comes back as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But with Tyson Fury, he's for
Most
good or
talked
bad
about.
reasons.
Yeah.
He's the the most talked about heavyweight. I would say there is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said.
See, now for me, it's like you got two things. I think is that it's good to be spoken about, but for me, I think it's important to be respected as well. Respect is important.
Don't be Jell, be Ream, innit? That's all I got to say, you know. Eddie and Anthony Joshua, they've got doing their own careers and their own jobs. Why should they be bothered about mine? Who I'm fighting or who I'm not fighting, what has it to do with them? Absolutely nothing. And they can be critical, they can do what they want. It's like that on me. Water off a champ's arm. You know, I'm sure they'd love to be here headlining in Vegas, because last time I heard, a certain person got chinned when he came to America, so I'm lucky for some.
Don't be Jell, be Ream.
Don't be Jell, be Ream. Just be happy for me. You know, because only 18 months ago, I was in an absolutely terrible place, about to commit suicide. So, if that's not inspirational for people, or for some idiot like Eddie Hearn to go on and try and talk negative about me, you know, I think I've done quite a lot for people. So they've got no need to speak negative. If I fight Fred Flintstone, what is it to do with Eddie Hearn or Anthony Joshua, really?
So are you putting this in reference to your performance against Klitschko, to Tyson's performance against Klitschko?
No, I'm just putting in reference to what you asked, you know, about what he said, about, oh, are you calling him boring, and it was heard that he was boring. No, I'm just saying what I said is not about his performance, but what I'm saying is that my coach has told me, you know what, son, it's not just about winning, it's how you win. So when you fight, make sure you fight good. Everyone's touched the canvas, do you know what I mean? Most people at heavyweight will. And most people at heavyweight have lost because it's a really tough weight to fight at, you know. So we can all talk about fights that they've had. So I'm not just putting in reference to Tyson Fury's fight against Klitschko, because we can revert back to other fights where he's had it tough. But just in general, some of the fights that he had previously, where he struggled a bit and came through and showed character and sang after, added stock. Like, who is this Fury guy that sings after? Who is that Fury guy that got dropped? Who's that Fury guy that uppercutted himself in the ring and managed to still win the fight? Do you know what I mean? It's like people find it interesting. So he didn't just win, he uppercutted himself while doing it. So people want to ask, who is this guy? So that's just like me. I value like he does.
I see AJ's talking a bit of smack again, saying my fight was boring with Vladimir. Better to win and be boring than getting dropped all over the floor and scraping a win. I never got punched, you got carried off the canvas nearly. But winning is winning, whether you win by an inch or a mile. Still winning. And I still won. And let's get it on then. I don't need no warm-up fights. When this political rubbish stops against me, keep me out of the ring 2 years of ploy, give you a bit better chance of beating me, then we'll get it on October, November. No warm-up fights needed for a bum like you. A big useless doss of what you are. A big bum from the streets of London. A big bully, that's what you are. Used to bully little people on the streets. Big femi. Big hard femi. Big useless bum dosser. So, this man ain't invincible. This is a pumped up steroid man. Full of juice, full of weights. Who's knocked out a few men. This ain't Muhammad Ali. This is a man built up, believing in his own hype. And a man who's going to come crashing down to earth very, very soon. Beat the champion. The rest of them pick belts about the dustbin, or belts that got robbed off me for no fault of my own. As the world knows, I've done nothing to have them belts taken. Nothing. And I'm in this position, 25 stone, 6'9", 29-year-old. I'm on the comeback. I'm hungrier than I've ever been. I'm more focused now than I was before, and I've got a goal again. You know what Vladimir Klitschko said in the Joshua build-up? He said, I feel great. He said, I feel like I'm good. I'm the underdog again. For being on top for a while, your hunger dies down. Because when I beat the lineal champion, a champion of 11 years, and I've done it with ease, no matter what people say, the Fury victory was a better victory than the AJ victory. I'm not taking anything away from AJ, because he's done well, he's earned a lot of money, and he's a world champion. So credit to the lad. But he didn't do what I done. He fought a 2-year-older man and had to climb off the canvas. Credit to him for that, but he did not play with a super champion like I did in his own backyard and in his reign. He beat a beaten man who had a couple of years out the ring, and that was it. No disrespect, but the world needs to wake up, pull the wool away from the eyes, and listen to what I'm telling you. Don't tell lies, because I've been persecuted. I'm put in a lot of trouble for telling the truth, and everybody knows when I'm talking is the truth.
People talk about you, and you don't know whether it's good or bad. I'd rather have 100 people that respect me than 1,000 people not knowing what they think of me. I'd rather know what these people want from me, how they approach me. You know, I prefer that. That's just me personally. So it is good to have people talking about you, but it's better to have people who respect you. And that's what it comes down to, I think. Boxing is great, but when you're said and done, you're going to have people that want to approach you to come to business events and say, Coogan, come to my event, but we only want this geezer to take pictures because everyone talks about him. He's a great person to have and take pictures with, and that's what we want him for. Or you're going to have someone who says, you know what, invite this geezer. He's a great athlete. I respect him, what he stands by. Let's get him down and make sure I meet him as well because I want to do business because he's a respectable man as well. So you got to look at the bigger picture as well. Do you know what I mean? Bigger than boxing. This is you as a person that people are buying into, not just what you do in the ring for 36 minutes. Because one day it's going to be all said and done, innit? So people have to respect you as a man, not just a fighter.
I can hear that.
You know, it's quite interesting. Like, it's interesting because I know like we are gladiators and no one wants to be disrespected and that, but you just got. It's not what you say; it's how you say it. You know, I don't see nothing wrong with someone believing in themselves and believing that they're going to knock someone's head off because that's what we all aim to do. But it's how you say it. You know, that's the important thing, and that's why I think it's important. If you look at all the top heavyweights as well and all the top athletes, a lot of them were intelligent. There was intelligent men outside of boxing, so they knew how to conduct themselves and stuff like that, how to get around certain things, and that shows in the ring how you conduct yourself in the ring. It's a version. Boxing is a version of the person you are. That's boxing. It's just a version. You can't hide. If you're a pussy, you're going to find out in the ring. If you're a gladiator, you find out. If you're clever, calculated, you're going to be boxed that way. So it's just a version. The person you are in real life is a version of who you are in the ring and what you do. So make sure you conduct yourself properly and be respectful. Have some discipline. Then you'll probably be successful in anything you do.
That's been revolving around Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn making comments that he would beat you.
Yeah.
What do you say to them comments, or what do you think about them comments?
Well, obviously I'm going to talk up Anthony Joshua and call him shit and all that because I want to build a £20 million fight next year. It's obviously an easy fight for me. He's a big muscle-bound divvy. 5-6 rounds, tongue out that fight, I'll stop him, right?
Week. The world can be tipped upside down within a few days, and this is just proof of it all happening.
What do you make of Joshua fighting Gerald Miller? Do you like the fight?
I think it's an entertaining fight between two dosters, really. Yeah, it'd be good for a giggle, wouldn't it? Two low-level bums fighting it out on that stage, that level, with 12,000 people watching. It should be good. You know, everybody. We all need a bit of bill filling, don't we? Not everyone can top the bills in LA and all that, can they?
Fair enough, but obviously Joshua was tipped to fight Dylan White. What do you make? He publicly come out and said the other day Dylan White was offered 5 million plus or whatever in his latest offer or his last offer that was refused. So what do you make of that situation?
I blame Eddie Hearn for the fight's not happening. To be honest, it's not Dillian. Dillian wants to fight anybody. He's the most improved fighter of the last 2 years. I've got to say, congratulations. He deserves a world title shot for sure. And when I beat Wilder in my next fight, I'll give you the shot, no problem. I'm not a shit house. I'm a man of my word. You know, if I beat Wilder in my next fight, when I beat Wilder, you can have it next. Because AJ ain't going to fight you because he is a shit house. And if he would have fought you, he'd have offered you proper money to fight, and then you would have fought. But he ain't going to offer you the money because they don't really want to fight. Just like they didn't offer me. Great deal, it was shit. So that's why the fight ain't happening. But I don't offer shit deals, I offer great deals.
Because you was obviously offered a deal on a flat fee as opposed to a split, is that correct? From Eddie Hearn to fight Anthony Joshua, which wasn't suitable for you?
No good. Like I said, I'm a dosser for nobody. I'm the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. And unless things are even and fair, they don't get fights. I treat everyone with respect. And I give everybody the fair share of everything that they deserve. It ain't about any other fighter in the world. My career is about me. And when their time comes to step in the ring with the Gypsy King, they'll realise why I am the king. They heard about the legend Tyson Fury, but when they get in there with the legend, they know how true the legend becomes. And then they fold mentally and physically, as we saw the great Vladimir Klitschko do, and as all these other bums will do too. The end. Peace out.
Thank you very much.